Solve using the quadratic formula. Now the quadratic formula, hopefully you remember, is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So we're going to use that same formula for each of these three problems. Negative b, well, our b value is negative 6. So the opposite of negative 6 is going to be positive 6. 6 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 36, minus 4 times 1 times 5 gets divided by 2 times 1. Well, let's clean this up a bit. We have 6 plus or minus the square root of 36 minus 4 times 1 is 4 times 5 is 20 divided by 2. Let's clean up a bit more. 6 plus or minus the square root of 36 minus 20, 16 divided by 2. Alright, again, let's clean it up just a little bit further. 6 plus or minus 4, because the square root of 16 is 4, divided by 2. At this point, we can split it. 6 plus 4 divided by 2, and 6 minus 4 divided by 2. Well, 6 plus 4 is 10, divided by 2 gives me a solution of 5. And 6 minus 4 is 2, divided by 2 gives me a solution of 1. So x is going to be equal to both 5 and 1 for this first quadratic. Question number 25. Y equals 2x squared minus x minus 10. So again, we want the opposite of b. b is currently negative 1, so it's going to be positive 1. Plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is going to be easy because that will just be 1, minus 4 times 2 times negative 10, all divided by 2 times a, which is 2. So let's simplify down a little bit. 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 minus, which is going to become plus because I see another negative down here. 4 times 2 is 8 times 10 is 80 divided by 4. All right. 1 plus or minus the square root of 81 divided by 4. Well, the square root of 81 is 9, so we can clean this up further. 1 plus or minus 9 divided by 4, and we're going to split it. So I don't need a plus or minus anymore. I want to know what those solutions are. 1 plus 9 divided by 4, and 1 minus 9 divided by 4. 1 plus 9 is 10 over 4 is a non-simplified fraction. 10 over 4 simplifies to 5 over 2. 1 minus 9 gives me a negative 8 over 4, which simplifies to a negative 2. So x will be equal to 5 halves and negative 2. (26) x squared minus 3x plus 9. So again, my b value is negative 3. The opposite is positive 3, plus or minus the square root of b squared. So 9 minus 4 times 1 times 9. Well, I should see right away that's not going to end up with a real solution, because 4 times 9 is 36, and 9 minus 36 is going to give me a negative value there. But let's keep going and find out what the imaginary solutions are. Over 2 times 1. So let's clean this up. 3 plus or minus the square root of 9 minus 36 divided by 2 gives me a 3 plus or minus the square root of negative 27 divided by 2. Now, at this point, if I divide 3 by 2, that doesn't give me a nice pretty number. If I divide root negative 27 by 2, that doesn't give me a pretty number. So there's really no purpose in solving any further than this, because both of my solutions are imaginary, and the radical is not going to simplify down, and the fraction is not really going to simplify any further. So 3 plus or minus root negative 27 divided by 2 is simplified far enough for this course.